Hey folks, today's episode is sponsored by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. There are no hidden fees or price hikes, and all websites are optimized for mobile. And it's so simple. Start with a designed template and use drag and drop tools to make it your own. Head to squarespace.com/WTF for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code WTF to save 10% off your first purchase. Okay? All right. Got it? Good. Let's start the show.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers? What the fuck buddies? What the fucking frozen people? Jesus, man. How's it going? I'm sorry if you're out there and you're freezing to death. Literally, I am sorry that you're going through that. There's nothing worse than being cold and not being able to get warm. I hope you're okay. I hope you have quilts. I hope you have a space heater. Don't set yourself on fire. I don't know what's going on with where you are, but we used to do it the tenement heat way. I don't know if you're in New York. Do you have that radiator? Are the radiators freezing? Is the hissing stopped? Has that horrible dry heat hiss? You got to put a baking tin full of water under those things, or you'll just, all the liquid will be taken out of your body. Sorry, name that tune. That's my fucking radiator in New York City. I tell you, I've never been more grateful to be in California when it's not burning than at this particular moment. Everybody was like, you got to move to Texas. I think I'll wait. On the big move to Texas. Not that it was on the menu, but I guess this is the way it's going to be all over. Erratic weather. Who knows? Weather beyond what we can handle with the structures that we've put in place. The infrastructure we built was not for almost unsurvivable temperatures and conditions. So either we fucking do something to maybe stop the escalation of this, or make better hats, make better boots, make better jackets, make better pipes, make better infrastructure. Some of this shit has not been updated since the turn of the century. I don't know where you're from or what town you're in, but infrastructure is a backburnered item most of the time. So some of that shit that you guys are relying on might be from 1904. But again, I hope you're taking care of yourself. I can't imagine. Well, I can. I've been in some pretty gnarly 2 or 3 day snowstorms. But to not have power, to not have heat, that's just fucking awful. Kick on those burners, man. Is the gas working? Is the natural gas working? You got a gas stove? I guess this is going to be the era of guns and generators. You better get your guns. You better get your generators. You better learn how to store your food, can some stuff, make some pickles. I don't know. It's not what I'm doing, and I guess some people have been doing it for a while. Get that jerky going. No human jerky. Do not make human jerky. All right? I don't care how cold it gets. Don't eat your family, God damn it. All right? Have some soup, okay? Sam Neill is on the show today. I'm very excited about it because I didn't know what to expect, but we had a kind of a lovely conversation. You know him from Jurassic Park, The Hunt for Red October, The Piano, and lots of films he's made in New Zealand. He's a native New Zealand person. He's also known for his many vineyards and his 2 paddocks wine. He was at the farm on one of his vineyards when we talked to him, people. He was like in a bar of his own building, of his own creation, in one of his vineyard buildings with a bunch of wine behind him. I said it wasn't video, so he could start drinking. He's also become sort of an online favorite with his social media videos of him singing songs and hanging out with farm animals and drinking his wine, I might add. Sam Neill. Great conversation. I'm not having a hard time, but I'm having a raw time. I'm having a raw time, people. The assumption I made at the beginning of this shit show was true, that as this thing goes on, you will become more acquainted with who you really are. And I'm not so sad to get down to the baseline. I did just spend a couple hours on Twitter reveling in the death of Rush Limbaugh. I was happy to know that my armor comes up pretty quickly. I think I got out while I was ahead, or at least even. But look, the honest-to-God truth is, having done talk radio, it's not that I don't have him in perspective, or it's not that I don't understand that he was a capable and pioneering broadcaster. No one paused better than Rush. And I can say that honestly, that if there's one thing that he brought to the table, it was letting something sit for a minute after he said something terrible. After he celebrated the death of somebody, or the bullying of the vulnerable, or the pain and sickness of those he judged and disagreed with, was as he reveled in their demise, in their pain, in their deaths, he would let it sit there for a minute, as if to let you revel in the evil fucking piece of shit that he was. Rush Limbaugh, and I'm talking about Rush Limbaugh, was an evil, malignant piece of garbage, responsible for more deaths and more brain fucking than any broadcaster in history. Many of us have lost relatives to Rush's show, to his way of thinking, to the rancid garbage he put into people's brains. He was proud of it. He was proud at laughing at the pain of others and causing pain and hatred. He loved it. Fuck him. Good riddance. So what I was saying was, in terms of figuring out who you are, I got kind of off topic there. And now I'm just trying to stop myself in the midst of this ongoing anxiety and sort of inability to sort of function, and the anxiety of waiting to get a vaccine, of waiting to get some sort of normalcy, of wondering how things unfold, and just dealing with the day to day, the same day. I have to fight my desire to do dumb little things, man. I wanted to go replace the cartridge on my turntable and switch out my turntable. That can wait. No, I messed up and did it. One of my rugs is coming unraveled. I know there's a rug repair place around the corner here, but that can wait. Like those weird things. Like I literally have to say to myself, dude, you don't need to do that. Dude, you don't need to run to the fucking supermarket for smoked paprika. You don't even need it in a recipe. Just because I lock in, I get obsessed, and I think, gotta go do it. Mask up, go do it. But you don't have to do that stuff. That's a daily struggle with me when I'm alone during the day, is not to go to a store or to a place or do a thing that is fucking completely unnecessary. Gonna get a kitten in a few weeks. Probably going to call him Mingus. All right, here we go. Sam Neill. The new film, another great film. Beautiful small movie this is, called Rams. It's about two sheep farming brothers in Western Australia who are at war with each other over their prized breed of rams and come together kind of in the face of adversity. Maybe. Do they? It's available now on all digital on-demand platforms. And it's a beautiful movie. I highly recommend this movie, Rams. It's a great story, and it's so tight, so simple. Characters are beautiful. Farmers in New Zealand or Australia, in Western Australia, and this tension, this family tension. Heirloom, beautiful heirloom sheep. There's a lot of goat testicles in this movie. And the handling of goat testicles. Now, if that doesn't get you in, I don't know what will. Sam was at his vineyard in New Zealand when we had this conversation. And you'll notice that because I'm not doing stand-up, when I got an audience, I'll keep trying to get some laughs. He was great. Truly a joy to talk to Sam Neill. How are you, Sam?
I'm fine, thank you, Mark.
Nice to meet you.
I see you've got "Gimme Shelter" behind you. Was that the movie about Altamont and all that?
Yeah, it definitely had Altamont in it. It was the Maisel the Maisel brothers. Yeah, that was the one. It was. They set out to make an exciting, fun documentary about the Rolling Stones tour, and then it turned into a fucking demonic nightmare.
Yeah, but I heard a reassessment of all that cast the Stones into a much worse light than you would have it.
That's true. I read a book. There's a book that was written by a journalist in San Francisco, and it turns out that the Stones were just awful from the get-go, that there was no precautions taken, that no one was prepared for anything, and they didn't care. Yeah,
it was actually a really chilling account.
Well, what was chilling about it was just how out of control it got, because there was no bathrooms, there was no doctors, there was no water, and they didn't expect that many people, and like 100,000 people, however many came. It was just insanity. No one was there. It was chaos. And then there was this bad drugs going around. Everyone was out of their mind. The stage was like 3 feet off the ground, Sam. 3 feet with no security, but it was crazy.
I know, and people wonder why I don't go to festivals anymore.
Scary. Did you used to go?
The last time I went was actually in Ireland, maybe 10 years ago.
In Ireland?
In Ireland, yeah. It was kind of cool. It was good. It was out in the middle of nowhere, and there was so many more good bands than I expected.
It's a nice way to spend the day.
It was a good way to spend it. They had like tents with different things on, and
sure.
Yeah, you always had a choice of like 3 things at any one time.
Who are your bands? Like, who do you like?
Who do I like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who are your go-to bands?
Okay, my ideal festival.
Yeah.
I'd need to revive them, but I need Little Feat with Lowell George.
Oh, nice. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Probably headlining.
Great.
I'd like Randy Newman in one of the side tents.
Oh, Randy's great.
Yeah, I don't want him on the main stage. I want him in a side tent so there's just 100 of us and Randy,
He'd feel better about that. He doesn't need the pressure. He's hard on himself.
I tell you who I also saw live, and to my complete surprise, they were about as good a thing live as you could possibly imagine, was Radiohead.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't imagine them being a great live band. They were fantastic.
Great live band. Why wouldn't you imagine that? Because they're sort of enchanting somehow,
Well, they're not exactly rock and roll. You know what I mean? They're sort of, and it's kind of miserablest rock. And you wouldn't think that'd be a good day out. But, oh, my God, they were fantastic. Tom York was really compelling.
They get into a zone. They're great. I saw you sing a Randy Newman song from Sail Away. I think it was on Sail Away. The one on one of your what is that, Instagram or Twitter? What do you do the little movies on?
God, what did I dare to do on that? Yeah, I'm
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Yeah,
yeah.
That's a kind of a safe song. I wanted to do Sail Away, and I thought, oh no, maybe not everyone gets Randy Newman. Not everyone gets irony. Not everyone understands that he's. Yeah. It's not him.
Yeah,
it's a character.
He wrote one of the best songs ever written. That song "Guilty" is one of the greatest songs ever. Do you know the song "Guilty"?
Oh, it's incredible.
Oh, my God, that song kills me. I can't get through it without crying.
I know. And it's a great song to cover too,
Yeah, it's a sweet song, and then I like the Last Night I Had a Dream. There's a lot of I had him. Yeah. I interviewed him once for a couple hours. It was one of the high points of my life.
What a great thing to do! I was listening the other day to. It's hilarious and grotesque. I Love L.A.
Oh yeah, it's a great. That's yeah. Yeah. He's so funny, man.
and dark too. You know,
Yeah.